Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Catherine and I tell true stories and facts. My story today is about what glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. Subtitle: When a manager decides to have affairs with the junior staff. Most of the time when people look at spas, these are very relaxing environment, and most people, especially when a spa is located in a in a big enterprise that has other departments. Let's say it's a hotel and it has all departments, and then there is a spa. Most of the spa or most of the staff envy this department because they think it's so relaxing. Yes, it's supposed to be so relaxing, but it depends on who is running it. Now, it so happens that we are still in a century. There are people who still look for favors from their bosses by sleeping with them. And there are some people, some bosses who take advantage of their naive staff and have affairs with them. And normally it happens that these bosses are married, either men or women. They're normally married, but they cannot control their lust, and hence they start having affairs with a naive staff. And normally this naive staff feel like they're on top of the world because their boss is in love with them, or so they think. But in reality, the boss is in lust with them. It happened in the Gulf, in one of the prestigious resorts. There was a receptionist, there were therapists, and the boss was having affairs with most of his staff. He couldn't keep his hands off the staff, and he liked new ones because he hated recycling, I guess. And this boss was well known in the whole resort as a womanizer, as in, I don't know, some women found him attractive or something. We don't know. They knew better. So he will hit on all the new staff, hit on them, and make them feel like they're on top of the world. But within a short span, you'll see he's on a new one, and the old one looks very miserable. And he believed that he was a God-sent man to all the women. And so if there was a woman who never saw anything in him, was not interested in him, he would either think that she's taken, or she's gay or something of the sort. That's why she has no interest in him. He wouldn't believe that somebody cannot have interest in him. So all the new ladies who will come to the spa, their orientation was how to date him. He will make sure that he throws a party. He will look for an excuse to have any party, just a party, for the sake of involving them there, so that when they are intoxicated, he will take advantage and, do what has to be done to naive people. So it so happens that whenever he will date these ladies, they will feel on top of the world. Their supervisor could not tell them anything that they will do. Who are you to tell me anything when I am sleeping with my boss? They wouldn't say that, but you will read through the lines. and they will get onto people's nerves because everything was going haywire. They wouldn't clean after them in their rooms, and when somebody complains, it will be the fault of the person. Can you imagine? So the supervisor resigned because he had no power completely to control the staff, and he will be blamed if there's something wrong. At the same time, he couldn't control them because even if he did, they wouldn't do it. Even if he was to report to the higher authority, he was the higher authority. And to make the matters worse, he had befriended the topmost general manager of the resort. So if you were to take the matters to the higher department, it will still be a waste of time. So just to note, these are some of the toxic workplaces that you need to note. So the supervisor was the first one to leave because they will exchange words with this lady, screaming at him until you will feel sorry for him. You wonder, I mean, how can a person given authority be treated like this? You just feel sorry for him, really. And he resigned finally. He got a better job. Then came a new one, came a new person. Because this therapist had resigned finally, reason. She wanted the manager to marry her, to leave his wife and marry her. Leave his wife and marry her. This is the highest stupidity that an employee can have. Sleeping with your boss, hoping he leaves his wife. First of all, he was Islamic, she was Christian. He had a family of an Islamic wife with 2 kids. This one was a single lady who was really believing that this manager loves her, but the people who had been there earlier on knew his history. So they just knew that it was not going to take long before she leaves. She was just one of them. So things went so bad, and she decided to leave anyway. She also found a job and left because things were just not working out. But still, she was, stalking him even after she had left. She will come around to see who is he dating now. Oh gosh. And then comes the new one again. Now this new one was pathetically, when she came, she was very hardworking. Very hardworking. And once he caught her, put her into his box, that was the end of her hard work. She was affecting every department. Literally every department. She will leave her treatment room with oil all over, footsteps of massage oil all over. And when the next therapist will want to use the room, she wouldn't clean up after her. And when the therapist goes to report to the manager, he will say, let's go to the room and see what you're talking about. And when they go to the room, he'll say, I don't see anything. When the oil is literally staring at him on the floor. He wasn't blind. His eyesight was proper. He was not using glasses. So you can imagine, put yourself in the feet of that therapist who was going to use that room. A manager has been called to have a look for himself so that they don't think it's being biased. And he comes and looks. He sees the oil. Yes, there is the oil. But he says he cannot see anything. Damn. So the therapist had to look for another room because, why should I clean after your mess? While you can see it clearly, you have been shown. Leave alone that. The guy, the manager during his interview, he will carry out his interviews alone. And the people he will select were like somebody who can flirt with him was the person who will come, who will be hired. So if you're a serious professional person, forget it. He's not going to hire you. You will find him with personal pictures of the people he was interviewing. People wearing spaghetti. What kind of a picture that you're sending your manager with a spaghetti top? You're wearing minis. Now these are the pictures that he's showing the other staff who's coming. Oh gosh. The professional ones will be thrown out. And so came this one who could not clean up after herself, who will still run after the guests, who completely had no professionalism, as in she thinks that if she does a treatment to her guest, even if the guest doesn't request her, it becomes her guest completely. Completely. She never used to like doing treatments to the female guests, but only the male, whatever the reason, we know anyway. So what happened is, she will also, if a receptionist booked a guest that she did before with another therapist, she will go and knock on the room when the massage is going on and greet the guest. Hi, how are you? So that the guest can ask, where were you? Why didn't you do massage for me? But that was not the case. It will just cause friction with the guest, with the therapist. Imagine you're busy doing your massage, the guest is relaxed, and then you hear a knock on the door, boom, boom, which is not supposed to be, because no massage should be cut short unless it's a very bad emergency. You open the door, you wonder what's happening. Maybe there's a fire, it's an emergency. Maybe the guest is needed, something like that. Only the person to peep into your room and hi to the guest who's lying on the bed. Disaster. Pathetic. You will feel it. If you put yourself in the feet of that therapist, you will really feel it. That was the next one to leave. Now, these were professionals who are leaving, very good in retail. And when this one left, the retail went to zero. Boom! All the best people were leaving. The first one was the supervisor left. All the male guests who were seriously looking for massage disappeared. Now, come to the reception area. The reception also saw a lot of dust. She's the first contact to the guest. Here she has booked a guest for a massage, and this person who was dating the manager was the only available therapist. Guess what happened? The guest came in. She's filling in the health assessment form. She's already been put on the system because there is an availability. And this female lady therapist can do the massage. Guess what? The therapist says the guest is too fat, she cannot do it. The reception is so shocked because from what she knows is this therapist does even fatter and huger guests than this one. But she just decides, because this one is a woman and she's fat, she's not going to do it. She just had a dislike for doing massage for women. So she literally refused to do the massage for the lady. And guess how she refused? So the receptionist is waiting for the guest to fill out the health assessment form. Suddenly the phone rings. The reception phone rings, and when she says it's the manager, she picks the phone and the manager tells her, cancel that guest that is doing, who's going to do the massage with this particular therapist. And the receptionist is like, why? She's already here. She's filling up the health assessment. No, cancel. Wow. Now the burden is left to the receptionist. Then she's like, oh my God. So how am I gonna tell this? What am I gonna tell to the guest? I mean, at the end of the day, it looks like it's the receptionist who's on the wrong as per the guest. You book for me and you know very well the therapists are not available. What an impression. The guest had to leave without a massage because the manager is scared to tell the girlfriend to do the massage because he will not get his benefits if she does it. Gosh, guests will walk out halfway their treatment, not even half. A guest will book a massage for like a scrub for 30 minutes followed by a massage of 1 hour. Then suddenly you see the guest walking out. You wonder what's happening. Not walking out, coming to pay for the scrub only. When you ask the guest what's happening, the guest says he doesn't have time. A few minutes later, you see the therapist coming to ask where is her guest. You tell the therapist your guest left. And when you go to her room, you smell cigarette. Cigarette. The therapist was smoking at the shower area, outdoor shower, while the guest was in the other room waiting for her to proceed with the massage after he had taken a shower. She will move to the next room that was empty and had an outdoor shower, and she will smoke her head off, and the guest is there waiting and waiting and waiting, like she paid for the time of the guest. Like the guest has nothing else in life to do but come and spend his day in the spa. And the guest was lost. And when the receptionist went to report this, the manager was like, tell her to come and see me immediately. She finishes her other massage. Well, the receptionist thought that, oh, at least something will be done. Well, indeed, she was told to go and see the manager after the massage, the other massage of another guest. And guess what? The manager had bought burgers, chips, some drinks to go with. And they were in the office snacking and laughing about, we don't know what. Probably laughing at whoever reported the case. How does somebody survive there? Pathetic. Very pathetic. They will just laugh about it. Guests are waiting. And the lady is in the office talking to the manager that she's flirting with. In Macue, in the dark. The lights are not on. They're talking in the darkness. In that whoever wants to talk to the manager will fear knocking the door. Now the office became like a toilet. The office that was once open, you'll need to knock with caution in case you find something that will startle them. In case you do something that will find them in a position that will startle them. Another one down the line. Then comes another time. He has chosen one of the therapists as a trainer. And this lady does not want to be trained because she knows everything. If I know the blankets of my manager, that means I know everything. I know everything. So she never wanted to be trained. And when the guests will complain, the manager will blame the lady that she gave the position of a trainer. And yet the lady never wanted to be trained. And when she will report, she'll be told, because you don't know how to train. You're not a good trainer. That is why she cannot accept your training. You don't know how to talk to her to come for training. And she was ripped off the position of the training, of the trainer. And that's how she left. Resigned, rather. So the old staff all left the place. And he had to get new ones. And TripAdvisor began having reports on guests complaining, being used as dummies. They're being used as dummies. Please return the old staff. What happened to these therapists? She was this good. Now you have employed people who are using our faces as dummies, who are learning on our bodies. We are not coming to college. We are coming to relax. So if a manager decides to have affairs with the staff, they better keep it outside the place of work. But the problem is they want to show everybody that they're doing it. Who cares, actually? The only time that people care is when it starts affecting their area of work. Otherwise, nobody gives a shit of whatever they will do out there. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Ciao.